Today's episode of It's Really Hot. We're changing 2 bilge pumps, 2 float switches. Customer went fishing and had like 50 gallons of water in the bilge. Got nervous, came in, gave me a call, of course, EG. Came here, one breaker was popped because the float switch is stuck. So I came, popped the float, pumped all the water out, and then that pump worked, and then the other bilge pump was bad. So yeah, always check your bilge pumps before you're 50 miles offshore, right? They came in, they were safe, everything was fine. And I came, didn't want to be on camera. But yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna change both bilge pumps, both float switches, clean the bilge, and that's what we'll do. Let me show you the bilge. Love these hatches, nice gas shocks. What I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna try to clean these valves up, spray them down, cycle them a little bit. But yeah, a lot of dust in here too. Dirt and debris, so I'll try to clean all that up and put 2 new pumps in there. Problem is I forgot my vacuum, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. But we'll get it clean. A lot of dust. Like, what is all this dust? Like, they had fiberglass work done, maybe. It's probably a newer boat that they probably never opened the bilge on this boat. Yeah, might have to come back to vacuum it. Let's see. Gotta get all that debris out of there, though. That's what messes the pumps up. If you look, I might have to go get my vacuum, because look, they got a glove in here. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, look at this. Must have had some type of work done at some point. Wait, yeah, this is ridiculous. This is what kills your bilge pumps. So, yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do. I need to figure out. I might have to go get my vacuum. And I have to climb all the way back there to get those wires. We'll get it done. Before I go into the bilge, we'll vacuum and clean the bilge out before I install them. So prep all the pumps first. Just tie it up all nice, make it look beautiful. And you always have to use these cutters, but let me show you something. Flush cutters. I think I left them in here. So look, not only does it look nice, it doesn't cut your arm when you run your arm across it. Yep, that's all you do. And whenever you crimp wires, I ordered a new pair from Anchor. This is an Amazon brand, not working as good as they used to. They come in the mail in the next day or 2. So I got a new brand that looks like a little better quality, but I've had these for 4 or 5 years and they've been working fine. So what I will do, I'll show you how to crimp the wire real quick. So how the bilge pump works, I can show you that. So what you do is the 2 gray wires of the float switch. One of the gray wires, constant power, look for 12 volts. One wire, usually the brown wire with a red tracer, constant 12 volts. You splice these 2 wires together, the brown and gray. I'll get some cutters and cut that flush. You run these 2 wires together, and so when this floats up, you have the power here already coming in. This floats up, the float switch power wire that's connected to here makes contact, comes around, and then sends power to the pump. That's how your automatic float switch works. And then what you do is you'll have a brown wire coming in, black tracer from the switch. You turn that on and then it'll power the pump up if the float switch doesn't get high enough to pump the water. You can pump the remaining water. That's how you install a float switch. But I'll show you how to crimp the wire. So I like to make these look all flush to together so it looks nice. So I'll just do it with this one since it's already cracked. So I know that I don't need a bigger connector because this one's going to go to direct power. Let the pump look pretty blue on the crimpers. And you line it up perfect. Don't hit the heat shrink. Hold it tight in there. Squeeze. Always give it a pull. Do it one more time for you. Then you get a torch and heat it up when you're in the bilge. Same thing. See, this wire's a little small and you want to make sure this crimp gets tighter. See, it's a little looser, but the wire in there is a bigger wire, so I have to go that way. See, always check your crimp, make sure it didn't puncture, no punctures. If you puncture the crimp, it's useless, literally. Don't crimp it if you're gonna puncture it. Just call a professional. Otherwise, it's just gonna break again. You never want your wire, your bilge pump to fail because of a bad crimp. Line it up, boom, boom. You can twist them together, but I think these two will go right in if I just finesse it. I didn't want to do it. See, they both went in there flush. You can see the end of both wires. They have the yellow. Yeah, crimp it so you don't mess up the heat shrink. You double look. I always double look just to make sure. Sometimes it could damage it. That's why I'm buying new ones, but it's all there. Looks fine. Check your crimp. And then you can get your torch. Heat this side up if you want. And that's how you wire up the bilge pump. And when you get in there, just look for the power wire, like I said. Look for the power wire. Constant power. The other float switch, power wire to the pump, crimp together, and ground is ground. Everywhere is ground. Ground is the same. That's how you wire a float switch. The power from the bilge pump switch comes into this wire. You flick that one, boom, turns the pump on. If this floats down, it makes contact with both wires, turns the bilge pump on. Yeah, that's how you do it. I vacuuming out the bilge, so I spent the extra money, $20, to Uber my vacuum here from my shop. So vacuum's on the way here in 10 minutes. Nice Seavee though. Looks badass. Electric box fell and got everywhere. But nice Seavee though. Beautiful neighborhood. So, yep, just waiting for the vacuum. Better do a good job so they call you back. Can't play around. No Mickey Mouse, no bullshit. Gotta be a good quality job. Yeah, buddy. Hey, hit me up in the DMs. You got a free t-shirt, free hat. First person hit me up. No, you're a free hat, free t-shirt. Package secured. Turn it off. See all of that stuff? I could not leave it like that. But let me clean it and show you guys the end result. That might start any boat. So I wanted to be sure which one was the power wire, but as I said on earlier, which it usually is, brown with red tracer, direct power, yellow is ground, and then brown black is power wire. But I wanted to show you this. Look, so they heat shrinked it like I did, and they wrapped it in this other heat shrink to extra secure it. But look, full of water. Look at all the connectors. And I'll say like a $600,000 boat. I just put, you know, look, this was actually one that was working, which is crazy. So, yeah, we're gonna get them right there. It's gonna look beautiful. It's easy hanging upside down. Oh no! Shit beats you up, but I got the first one done. Shit beats you up, gotta take a break. Let's go hit the. You see that, son? But you got the ones in the back, so you put half your body in, and any of your legs are popping out of the hill like a fish out of water.
So you want to be a boat mechanic?
Huh?
So you want to be a boat mechanic, they say.
Nothing crazy, it's a short video. Yeah. Living in Florida. Traffic, traffic, traffic. Slowly but surely we're getting there. Ooh. Next one up on the chopping block. 60 Suzuki for service. Jordan's draining the oil. We have a new gasket. Let me get that for him. And this is my little workshop, cool workbench. Gotta be careful with this grass. You drop anything, you lose it. Check the limo in South Beach. Imagine. Request fuel filter, thermostat, oil filter. We're not putting that filter on this boat. That's for another boat. And water pump, spark plugs. Engine oil, grease the prop, grease the fittings, reset the maintenance, and that's it. A little grease on the spark plugs. Well, like she ain't had a service in a while. He said he don't want to do these zincs. So whatever. Do what they say. He decided what we wanted to do, so just doing what he asked. All the parts are necessary that he asked, but not a full service. I would recommend to always do the zincs. It's only $10, $12 each. There's only 2 of them. It protects the internal anodes on the engine, protects the metal in the engine. And it's like a little one here. He said no. Bottom one, he said no. So it's fine. We'll grease that fitting. Don't forget to grease that. Change this fuel filter, spark plugs, oil. Then we'll do the water pump and gear oil, and that'll be it. The thermostats. Water pump's getting done. Remove lower unit. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts. Pretty basic. Then you just loosen this top nut for the shift shaft. And the thermostat. So I'll clean this with some spray, run my pick around it, grease everything, and then pop it back together with a new thermostat. This reason you change your impeller, you see that? That's an impeller blade, and that's a broken impeller blade, broken impeller blade, broken impeller blade, broken. All the impeller blades are broken, and only one's there. I'm gonna have to back flush the engine and hope they come out. They might be stuck in the water too. But look, don't wait this long, guys. I got a whole new kit going on. Yeah, buddy. I get to sit down today. just like that. It ain't that hard. Yeah, tighten all the bolts. Tighten the 6 bolts up. Line up the shift shaft. That's pretty much it. Little boats get love too. Yeah, grease everything. That's it. And that's it. Those 60 got love. On to one more.